So when prompting these AI chatbots, it's crucial to be precise and always prioritize safe and ethical usage.
There's a chatbot for everything, but knowing what chatbot to use matters. Perplexity, who uses that chatbot? No one. Do you know that Perplexity actually is one of the only chatbots that breaks the citations down by section? It'll give you the exact citation of where that thought came from. And you can share Perplexity with up to 5 friends. So whatever you create, you can share with 5 friends. After that, you have to pay. But if you're planning on doing a collaborative work with a few people, and if you're planning on needing to know where the citation came from, Perplexity does a good job. Consensus.
Breaking it down, it means it'll tell you that it was on page 2 of this article.
Yep. Consensus, who uses that? 2 people. Okay. Consensus is one of the only scientifically verified, evidence-based, peer-reviewed analyzing of research papers. So it will actually sort by the year, by the open access, by the country, by the number of times that article was cited. So if you want to find information from only highly cited resources, you can write that in the chat. Just say, I want to know about AI. I want to know about AI. I use this a lot if I'm looking at systematic literature reviews. I'll say, go find all the systematic literature reviews you can on how AI is influencing educational outcomes. I put that on it, and then I give it more information. Like, I want only articles that have been cited at least 5 times and were created in the years 2022 to 2024. And it will actually cite those articles and tell you what's in each of them. That's consensus. Poe. I love to create my own chatbots because then I can make sure that it's learning the way I want it to learn. So on Poe, you can create chatbots for free. So I have a chatbot that does illustrations. You're welcome to use it anytime. It's called Higher Ed Images. And I trained it on how to make pictures that I like, because a lot of the images I was getting were not diverse. They were all white little kids, and most of the population I work with is very diverse. So having a bunch of white little kids was not helpful. Or it would have certain teachers of only certain ages, and lots of the teachers in the schools I met are young, and these were all old ladies. So it was very biased, so I had to train it to be less biased. So that's Poe. Hugging Face, I actually don't use, but some people like it because they prefer it over Claude, or You. You is a good one too if you're just trying to find something that has a different perspective. So sometimes I'll have it write one thing in one chatbot and move it over to the other and say this in other words, and it'll say it in a different way. But I wouldn't go to those 3. Those are the ones that I avoid the most because they don't really give me anything extra. I do love Microsoft Copilot because there isn't any limit in your subscription with 365, and you own that content because you have a subscription. And it's like, it does use ChatGPT. Right now it's 4.0, I think, that it's using, and then it DALL-E 3. So it uses great productions. And then I love custom GPT. I'll show you my favorite custom GPT. And why do I love custom GPT? Because you decide where it's pulling its information from, and it pulls from nowhere else. So I use a specific one that pulls from over 50,000 resources that are just education, well-known resources. So I'll tell you my favorite custom chatbots first in Poe are Scholar GPT. It's a really good one. When you ask it questions, it's pretty accurate because the person who created it is a professor. Probability and statistics professor is a probability and statistics professor in some university. I don't remember which one, but it's been the most accurate when I ask statistics questions and giving me a correct answer. So I use that one in Poe. It has a data analyst. I use that a lot. I do use their expert grade writer because I write a lot of grades. So I say, can you say this in a way that would cause the government to like me better? Like silly words like that. And you'd be surprised what it tells you. And then consensus that chatbot will tell you, based on where I'm getting all my information, this is the consensus on your topic. This is what most people think. The chatbot that I like the most, this is the QR code to it, the custom GPT. That QR code will take it to you. I also made a tiny URL because that chatbot has a URL that's like a whole page long. So there's a tiny URL down there that can take you to that chatbot. But why I like it is it has 5,000 reputable open source resources in education that it pulls from, and that's it. Nowhere else. Doesn't get information from any other place. And most of those are like IRIS, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, the Research for Inclusive Settings, Vanderbilt's models. It pulls from all of those, and Vanderbilt has a whole section on evidence-based practices. So it pulls from all the evidence-based practices. So it has really good things that it's pulling from. And then it also pulls from CAST, so the UDL resources it pulls as well. So if you're looking for accurate chatbot to send students to, I always use that one because it's not ever going to pull up something that isn't somewhat verified. So now let's go play around with one chatbot. Do we have enough time? We're getting close. Okay, I'm going to take you 1 to 2 places and then we're going to finish pretty soon. I'm not going to show you all the cool things Magic School AI can do because we don't have time for that, but I am going to take you.
Wait, the link to this presentation is now up on under, I think, this week's stuff.
Okay.
And it's in the form of a PDF, but it has clickable links.
This is the chatbot, what it'll look like, the one that's created based off of all of the reliable sources. That's where it'll take you if you're like, should it look like? This is Poe. So this is the image creator I created in Poe. It's called Higher Ed Images. And I used one of the top image creators to make it for free. And I started giving it things like, okay, I want it to create an image. And I give it very specific, look how specific that prompt is. 3 middle school students are seated at a table. 2 of the students, both boys, are wearing a head-mounted display. One of the boys is Caucasian, the other is African-American. The third student, a girl, is looking at an iPad. She has light brown hair, like very specific what I want. She's watching the students with a kind of attentive expression, settings modern, blah, blah, blah. So this is what it gives me the first time. So I've got 2 students cheating off of each other on their iPads, and I've got the kid with the head-mounted display not even wearing it. I was like, that is not what I want. That's not going to be helpful. It does not explain what we're doing. Give me something else. So I ask it for something else, and it goes to this. Now I can't see that anybody's cheating, but no one's doing. They're not the age I wanted. They're not, so that wasn't helpful. And I told it I didn't like that. I gave it a better prompt, and it gave me this. Now I've got one kid ignoring the other kid. There aren't 3 students. It forgot I wanted 3. And 1 student's in the head-mounted display, but no one else's. Then I was like, I still don't like what you're doing. And I asked it for other things. It gave me 1 kid trying to sneak into the other kid. Now we got the 3 kids back. So I'm getting somewhere. I said, I still don't want a kid cheating. So it gave me people who are both looking at their head-mounted displays and their iPads at the same time, which doesn't happen. I don't need both. So I told it, you don't do both. I need you to kind of work on that. So now we've got everybody holding it. Some are, some aren't. It's like, that's still not what I want. And it was like, I give up here. What do you want from me? And so I went and regave the whole prompt in different words, and it gave me this. And look, I have a magical person here. No head, just an arm and an iPad. It was like, well, you really don't like the kid that's cheating, so I'm going to take you back to something similar, but I'm going to exclude the kid that was looking at the other kid. So I'll just take that kid out. I was like, yeah, I don't want a missing child. So maybe work on that. It gave me half the child back. I said, no, I really need more than that. It took away the child again, but now I've got 2 kids who are both wearing the head-mounted display. One does not need it, and the other holding the iPad who does not need it. So I tell it again, I still don't like what you're giving me. Here's what I want. Now I've got 3 kids. All of them are doing what I asked. But how many prompts did that take? A lot to get what I finally asked for. So it's not that it can't do it. It's that it doesn't either understand my prompts well enough, or it's working on generating it and no one's ever asked it to do that before. So it's learning. It's grabbing different things and learning from me. So that's one of the reasons I recommend creating your own chatbots, because it can learn from you and it can become better based off of you. Okay, so creating your own chatbots in Poe. Little last things. Pseudo writer, and these are all in your notes. Storm will actually generate an entire article based on what I put in that I want it to generate. I can just say, write an article in special ed. It generates the entire article with a summary, a lead section, the historical context, the different parts of it. All of this was based on a 3-word prompt of what I wanted the article to be about. And it generates an entire article. So Storm has some cool things. Diffit, I always say it wrong. Diffit will take any of your text or PDF, change the language or the grade level quickly. You just stick it in there and put what grade and what level, and it creates everything in a different language and different text. It will create a vocabulary list for you. It'll take an article or YouTube video you put in there and make a summary of it for you and give you questions based on the YouTube video. It will literally create anything you want. I had it create, I think I asked it to create a scale or survey, personalizing it on AI. and asking these questions to 11th graders, and it created that for me. And then it gave me how it created it and a summary of it and what key vocabulary are there, what multiple choice questions I could ask based on it, short answer questions, prompts, everything. And then over here, it actually creates an entire section of this. It'll take it and create different activities. Here's some vocabulary practice things you can print out for the kids. Here's some read and take notes. Here's some specific multiple choice questions in a PowerPoint, short answers. So it creates all of this very quickly and it downloads specific. So that is Dip.it, and all of these are on yours as well. The last one that I want to make sure you know something about, because I do love it, is Goblin. Who here's used Goblin tools? Nobody. Okay, crazy name, but I love it. It's got a magic to-do list and a judge and a formalizer and a professor. The things I use the most are the magic to do, because it will take, and based off of what I want to do, so say I want to, give me something one of you needs to do quickly. What do you need to do? Write a scale. And I could give it more things and tell who's going to be reading the scale, how much I want, how many. It'll break the task into specific parts, how many days and hours it will take to do that. I can click on it and find out all of the different steps. It will estimate the amount of time based on the more information I give it. So eventually you'll get all of the steps of creating a scale based on whatever you put in there and how long each of those should take. And you can confirm or deny that it should take that long for you. Great way to figure out how a big project, what you need to do to get that done. The other thing I like about it is the professor, because I'll ask it a question and it'll simplify it for me. Like if I don't understand something, I'll just give it to it and it'll simplify it. And then I like the judge and the formalizer, because the judge, I will put in an email and then click judge it, and it will give me a response that would be accurate. Or formalizer, like I can say, I want my text to be more formal. I want it to be technical, polite, more sarcastic, and it'll convert all of my text to whatever I want it to be. So that is Goblin Tools. It's another fun little, I do have it often write my emails for me, and then I change what I don't like or add, because it's faster than sitting there and typing up emails to basic questions. Any questions there? All right, that is everything for you. So at the end of this PowerPoint, you will have at the very end a few different things. I'm going to take you fast through it. Those are the Goblin tools and the Dip.it tools. Ethical things you should consider when you're using AI. Just make sure you read it. And then I wrote an article with a few other people that provides the AI in every single free AI in every single category. And then it tells you how we think as authors, as educators, you could use those tools. Then ChatGPT says how it would use it. And then Copilot says how it would use those tools. So it gives you just ways to use different tools. The tools come looking. So that is this one. It gives you all the different AI by category. So if you're wanting something that does like images, it'll take you to images. If you want AI for video creation, it'll take you to video creation. If you want AI to make systematic reviews, it'll make systematic reviews. So whatever AI you're looking for, it'll just give it to you. But these are also, and they're on your handouts, these are 3 places where you can also just look up something you're wanting an AI to, and it'll tell you the ratings, who's used it, all of that information. Any questions? You lend a hand, let you teach, not just